It's as rotten as Swiss cheese, holes and air holes from one hole to another, tunnels and caves. And when he says into the mountains, you better believe it. Maybe some will be in the cooks and crabbies right there facing the weather that our sun will give. And yet others will go into the deeper lands through a little cave hole. They're all over the United States, all over South America, all over Canada, all over the East, the Far East. They are all over our earth. But few know about it. And there will be survivors, evidently, that are not going up, but are going down, and not to hell, but to another place that I know of. And I will talk about that on another film. The world within worlds. Wonderful place, and depending where you're going. But nevertheless, people, there will be runners, and you better have your running shoes right, and I mean heart. Because you're going to be greatly hunted. You're valuable property. Your dead hide on the hood of a car can bring in a gallon of water, or $500. Until the dollars don't mean nothing, the water does. Then it'll even go from a gallon to a quart, and they'll be glad to have fresh water. Collect your water now, folks. Set up a cistern system. I would consider, my advice, getting the heck away from certain areas. There are at least 2 safety place maps. Scullion makes one. A lady makes another. But what you don't know about is the Indians have had one for many centuries. And it pretty closely resembles those other 2. And don't go in fear. Only go if the Creator tells you to go. You go in fear, you're already in trouble. I come to warn you of things that can be, not that will be. If you get your heart right with God, an atomic shell can land right and detonate on the top of your head, and if there's anything that goes wrong with you, it might be a bump on the top of your head going out. I have watched the Old Testament story of birds feeding this prophet, feeding the runners, mice leading a hider, a runner, to just a little sip hole of water, just enough to get them through until they need another sip hole. The little ones will feed those that trust in God. They will personally bring something for you to eat. I'm not saying they're going to bring you a big turkey meal, but they'll make sure that there's enough there for you to get through for the next few hours or days. And you will wonder, I've watched a big group with 16 people. Most of them were 3, even 2, occasionally 1. But runners, not even knowing there was another group of runners there or over there. Filthy, dirty, torn clothing. Nothing on their back to carry. Just 2 legs and their heart with God. And God loved them. And He would make sure they had just enough to eat. Just enough to drink. And guess what else I saw? The hunters walking right through some of them. Right past, like that, from some of them. Unseen. They were invisible to the hunters. And yet as physical as you are at that time. God will protect those who truly trust in Him. Do not trust in fear. Learn your trust now, my brothers and sisters. Learn it now. Don't just talk about it. And don't just half-arse do it. Learn to trust Dad now. Spend just a weekend, 2 days. Friday night at midnight, turn off all electricity to your house. Turn it on again Sunday at midnight. 2 days. Trusting Dad to supply your water because it ain't coming into the house anymore. 2 days to supply a way to cook your food and to keep it from rotting in the fridge. 2 days. Try it. Find out how weak you are, because you are weak. And then work on that weakness to give you strength. Work on the weakness that really is called false trust. And learn to grow in true trust. You will be surprised what can take place. 2 days, and see how you are manipulated, controlled, and trust in man-made objects and things. 2 days, no TV, no telephone, no radio, no car, no heat in your house. Try it. Tell your kids you're going to do this. Oh, they're going to go crazy. No TV, no computer to play with. Oh, they are going to go crazy. Guess what? When it comes push to shove and the actual event happens, that you need to know how to handle yourself in this time of nothingness but trust, almost everybody you need will go to 666. Putting their trust not in God at all. And the chances are better than 10 to 1 that you too will go to 666. Because you can talk trust, but when push comes to shove, you don't trust. You might be a mother carrying a little baby that has loved God all your life, claiming that you trust Him all your life. And then He puts you in a situation where there's no water, no food, no shelter, nothing. Just you and your 2 legs and what you got in your back and your little baby. And mother, I'll guarantee you, you will probably, there will be very few that don't, go to the nearest grocery store and say, okay, give me 666 so that I can feed my baby. That sounds morally good. That sounds wonderful. But it just should show you that deep down inside, you haven't trusted Dad at all. Get on your knees out there in that dry place. Say, Dad, look at my baby. It's shriveling, it's dying. It has no breast milk or whatnot. And I have hardly anything but hound dog ears here. Nothing to feed my child. Dad, I trust you. I am your child. Please, Father, you just make this survival of me and my baby the way you want it, sir. If you choose us to pass on at this time, so be it. I know that there's a time beyond this time. And I am not going to plead for my baby's life or even my own belly's filling over your will. If you want me to go to you now or tonight or tomorrow, so be it. Your will be done, Father, not mine. How many of us, and I include myself, can say that? And when put in that position, live it.